What's going on, guys? It's Justin, aka Straight Hacks here, back from week 2 of the PAC, and here with the team builder. First, I'm gonna look at the team matchup itself. So, obviously, our team has stayed the same. I haven't made any changes yet. Um, Even after a week 1 loss, it was a close loss, 0-1 to Cherry and the Blazing Blazikins. If we continue to perform poorly, maybe some changes will be made. But as of right now, we're gonna stick with what we got. And let's look at the team we will be facing off against. They have Dragapult, Blaziken, Corviknight, Pheasantipity, Toadscruel, Alomola, Regieleki, Snorlax, Ditto, and Zweilous, with Pheasantipity and Snorlax being the two Terra captains they can choose from. As you can tell, this team has some really fast members here with the Regieleki and the Dragapult. Um, Nothing on our team obviously can outspeed those, but after that, it drops off significantly to Toadscruel and then Pheasantipity, Blaziken, and then all the way down to Corviknight. So we're going to try to take advantage of some of these speed matchups, but also need to keep in mind that we are obviously outsped at the top here. With that being said, let's go look at the team we've built for this week. Start off as was probably going to be our dedicated lead with Landorus here, and really it's just lead to see what the other our opponent is going to lead and figure out what we're going to do from there. We have Earth Power, Focus Blast, Terra Blast, U-Turn with the Sheer Force ability and a Life Orb. Life Orb will both boost Earth Power and Focus Blast without us taking damage from the Life Orb due to our Sheer Force ability. Terra Blast and U-Turn will have that Life Orb deal damage to us, but those two moves being able to cover some of the things that we want to hit, for example, Earth Power hits everything for a neutral or super effective outside of Corviknight, and that's and Toadscruel, I should say. It's resisted by Toadscruel. Obviously, Corviknight's immune. I'm expecting some kind of Terra flying Pheasantipity or something along those lines to help deal with the Earth Power. Um, the Focus Blast is there for the Snorlax if it's not going to Terra. It does big damage to the Snorlax. And the Terra Blast is there because we are Terra Fire, and that's going to be mostly if Corv is their main switch in to the Landorus, then we can Terra Fire and Terra Blast. And by my calculations, unless he's super Spadef bulky, it should KO. Otherwise, we're just going to be clicking Earth Power and U-Turn for the most part, as Earth Power goes mostly unresisted and U-Turn for momentum. Next, we have our Urshifu Rapid Strike. We're going Punching Glove. And while this kind of does negate our Unseen Fist ability, as with Punching Glove, our moves don't make contact anymore, and we don't hit through Protect, but unless they know that in some way that we have the Punching Glove, they're not going to protect in front of an Urshifu anyway. So we went 252 Adamant to do as much damage as possible with 228 speed. This speed is going to allow us to outspeed Blaziken and below. Obviously, Blaziken has the speed boost ability, but unboosted Blaziken can't click Protect in front of Urshifu unless they know for a fact that I'm Punching Glove or Protective Pads. So we're going to do our best not to reveal that, and then we'll be faster than on Blaziken before it gets its boost up, unless it's scarfed for whatever reason. And we went with Surging Strikes, Drain Punch, Substitute, and Swords Dance. Surging Strikes and Drain Punch both get that Punching Glove boost on top of not making contact, so not having to deal with something like a Rocky Helmet on a Lolobola or a Corviknight or whatever they decide to bring. Substitute is there because of Ditto. Ditto is really, there can be really annoying if we don't play around it properly. So our goal is on something like Urshifu that wants to set up is to click sub first and only set up once we know that either our sub can't be broken or that we can hit something and knock something out, and then switch out to make sure that Ditto doesn't get the uh, transformation with a sword stance up, which we really want to avoid. Next we have Tsareena, and Tsareena is 252 HP, 228 SPDEF, and it's our main check for Dragapult. Dragapult can be very annoying in this matchup if we let it get out of hand. It could be a Dragon Dance set, but in mocks I faced more things like Specs or even just like Spell Tag or Spooky Plate to boost its ghost moves. And Shadow Ball does not do a lot towards Arena, and we're rocking Citrus Berry here so that after we take two, instead of getting KO'd by a third, we should be able to take the Citrus Berry and take two more. That's also why we have Synthesis to ensure that we can survive multiple Shadow Balls. And Knockoff is there because it does a ton of damage to Dragon Ball if it doesn't want to switch out on us. I'm more expecting it just to U-turn out on us, but that doesn't do a lot to us either with our investment. And Power Whip hits most things in their team that we need to hit. We're not going to be really hitting Power Whip against something like a Blaziken or a Corviknight, but it's there to help knock out like an Alomola. It won't one-shot, but it will do big damage. Or like a Regieleki or something else in front of us. And then U-turn just to keep momentum. Next we have Sturdy, Custap, Berry, Magnezone. And Magnezone is going to be one of two things. It can be a Corv check if you really need it to be, but I want to do my best to keep the Sturdy and the Custap Berry so we can hit something like a boosted Blaziken twice, once before the Custap and then once the Sturdy and Custap pop. We can hit it with a Thunderbolt again to ensure that we knock it out with two Thunderbolts. And then our next, we're going max special attack to do as much damage as possible to that Blaziken. 76 speed, outspeeds a no speed Corviknight. That's why that's there. And then the rest in HP. Next, we have Spectre. Spectre is Shadow Ball, Will-O-Wisp, Substitute Calm Mind. And again, this set is mainly here for when Ditto goes down. Once Ditto goes down, and potentially Dragapult too, but if we get behind a sub, even if the Dragapult's Infiltrator, it never knocks us out, even without a boost. And that's because we're running 252 HP, 232 SPDEF in 4 special attack with 20 speed and a timid nature. This spread lets us live a Shadow Ball from even a Specs Dragapult potentially. I think it's a roll in Specs. And KO back with our Shadow Ball, even with only 4 special attack, because Spectre has 145 base special attack, and we do a ton of damage. Yeah, Will-O-Wisp is there to help some of his against some of his physical threats and leftovers to get some of our HP back. And finally, our last team member is going to be Deoxys Defense, and this Deoxys Defense is our main check to Blaziken. We have the Culber Berry in case it's running Knockoff, Psycho Boost, which will OHKO the Blaziken. Knockoff is there just to get rid of some items. After the Blaziken goes down, Taunt in case we get in front of a Blaziken and we don't want it to set up. In case it tries to protect in front of us the first time. We don't want to waste a Psycho Boost into that and recover to get some HP back if we need to. That is going to be our team for this game, and I will see you guys at the battle. What's going on, guys? We're back here for our Week 2 battle against Lionel and the Raging Apes. I think we're going to stick with the original plan, lead Landorus here. Pheasantipity, Ditto, Toadscroll, Alomola, Snorlax, and Dragapult for them. It's pretty much what I expected. Obviously, we are Terra Fire on our Landorus, and they're Terra Fighting on their Pheasantipity. So, I'm leading Landorus, everything else is good. And Terra Grass on their Snorlax is their other Terra. We're going to get into our battle here. They lead Dragapult, okay. thinking I might just U-turn here. I could just Earth Power. How much does an Earth Power do if they are not bulky? Could just KO if they're not bulky. Let's just do that and see what they want to do. They're gonna surge. It's not gonna kill us. We're gonna Earth Power here, and it's just barely gonna survive. Okay, I'm gonna make a hard switch to Tsareena here. I might just U-turn here. I might hard switch. I'm just going to... I think I'm just going to U-turn and see what they go for. Okay, Pheasantipity is what I expected. So they are Terra fighting. I assume that's to deal with my magma zone. What if I just go Spectre? Shadow Ball doesn't take them out because they could be beat up, which would do a lot to us. I'm just gonna go right back into Landorus, I think, here. And unless they're Scarf, we are faster. They're leftovers. Let's see, the Terra fighting. Terra fighting, we do about 50% if they're very bulky. They didn't bring Corbinite, so Earth Power is a pretty free click here. They're just gonna Terra and see what they do. Obviously Terra fighting. You can see if they're... I don't believe they would be Choice Scarfed here, so I'm just gonna put Earth Power. That's gonna be just over half. Probably just gonna knock them out. It's gonna be a double kick that's gonna do it. Also, they didn't bring Blaziken, which is a shock because it looked very good into my team. Ditto can be a problem, however. But I think what I want to do is just go into... I don't want to go into Spectre because I can't let Ditto set up. Get Spectre with a setup, especially. I don't want... I might just go into Urshifu, but they're definitely a fairy type, so they're probably just like a fairy move. I think it's just gonna be Deoxys here. They didn't... It was really our check for Blaziken, but they didn't bring it. Just switch and could taunt to prevent it from setting up, but I don't think it's going to stay in for me anyway. I'm just going to knock off and see if they switch here. They're just going to roost. Okay. But we're going to knock off their leftovers here. So they have double kick, Roost. I think we just Psycho Boost it to see how bulky they are. They're gonna Sword Dance. Oh, we're just barely not gonna knock it out. That was a crit. Let's see. Deoxys versus Pheasant Dippity. So at -2, I don't do much to it. I'm just gonna taunt a big Poison Tail. Okay, so they can't roost again here, meaning I'm just gonna knock them out with a knockoff. They're gonna Poison Tail again. But this is okay. I think Deoxys wasn't a big need here. It could be a problem if Toadstool comes in the setup, but it's just going to be Dragapult. I'll save I might just save Deoxys for Sack later, so I'm just going to go with Tsareena, because that's what this is here for. He could have Flamethrower very much. He could be Spec Flamethrower. But we'll see. He's just gonna U-turn. Okay, that puts us at just above half. He's gonna go with the Ditto to copy our Tsareena. That's okay. I think I just go Magnezone here, because they can't do much to us. Not that we can really do much back either. I assume they're just going to U-turn, but we'll see. Yep, they're just going to U-turn now. Doesn't do a whole lot. See what they go out into here. It's gonna be the Toadstool. I assume they just go off of Earth Power here. Nothing I really want. Taking Earth Power necessarily. I think Tsareena's actually a fine play here, because if they do some damage, they'll pop our Citrus Berry. Otherwise, if they just try to set up, maybe they could fear a Rapid Spin and go into Dragapult and lose Dragapult. They're just gonna put Toxic Spikes. That is okay. Now, I don't know if they assume we're going to spin or not here. I think what I'm going to do is just click Knockoff, and if they try to block our spin, they're just going to knock us off. Slightly annoying, but not the end of the world. Our knockoff's going to do a little bit more, then knock off their leftovers, and I'm just going to click Synthesis here, see what they want to do. They might just put up their other layer of spikes. They're going to Rapid Spin to get fast, okay. I'm just going to click Synthesis. And get us back up to a decent amount of health, and I'm just going to click Power Whip. They're going to withdraw. And go into a Lolomola. This could be really good here if we hit. We do hit. It's going to be big damage to the Lolomola. I'm going to click Knockoff to see what they switch into. Oh, they're not going to switch. Wow, I really thought they were going to switch. They're Assault Vest. They're going to click Icy Wind. It's not going to do a whole lot, but it's going to lower our speed. I still think we're faster than this. And we just click U-turn, and I think that KOs here. Maybe not, but they're going to withdraw, actually, so U-turn might be a great play here. They're going to go with Ditto. So our U-turn does about half, which is very good for that Ditto to be low. I think we just go into Magna Zone again. I want to just see, let's see how much my Magna Zone does against my own Tsareena here. How much would it do against a Toadstool as well? Because I assume that their switch is going to be the Toadstool if they switch, because this thing can't do much to me. I'm just going to Steel Beam. It's going to do damage to us, but they're going to U-turn. Just a little chunk there. It is just going to be the Toad Scroll here. And click Steel Beam. It's going to do a lot. It's not going to take it out, but it is going to do a lot. I'm just going to click Flash Cannon here because I think they're going to think they're going to click it down. That's okay. Their magazine goes down, not the end of the road there. So we know they have, so we know they're set because they have Earth Power, Knockoff, Rapid Spin, and Toxic Spikes. I might just go into Urshifu here in order to try to get a sub up. That's what I'm going to do, because they don't have a grass move. Earth Power is still going to do a chunk to us, but they could think I'm Scarfed or something. And Ditto is low. I'm going to try to get a sub up here and see what they do. They're going to withdraw hard. And it's going to be a Lola Mola, which is exactly what I thought was going to happen. It's about a half HP. I'm going to get us my sub up. So this thing was Assault Vest, which is interesting. Oh, I just double-clicked sub on accident. That's brutal. Well, let's see if they have the player up. They don't. They have the flip through, which is fine. It's not going to break our sub. I meant to click Swords Dance there, but that's really bad, actually. It's not good at all. They are just going to go Dragapult. It could be Infiltrator and try to knock us out through the sub. Regardless, I'm just going to click Surging Strikes, and if it's not Infiltrator, we definitely KO it. If it just tries to break our sub, which is possible. It's just going to Thunderbolt. They are Infiltrator. Okay, that's good knowledge. So it actually doesn't matter that much that we didn't click SD there. I'm just gonna go into the Tsareena. And I assume they just click Shadow Ball, assuming they have it. I'm just gonna click Knockoff in case they try to switch out into something. And this battle's not going great for us. We're just gonna go into a Lola Mola. We've already knocked it off, so this is not gonna do a lot. We know it has Icy Wind and there's Assault Vest. Power Whip kills from here if they decide to leave it in. I believe it kills from here. It does. gonna go Snorlax. We know they're Terra Grass on the Snorlax. I'm gonna knock it off and see what item it has. They are cursed Snorlax, which could very much be a problem here for us. We don't have much left to deal with it. I think we're just gonna have to click Power Whip and see what they do. This is gonna get him to about half. He's gonna click Crunch, and it's gonna knock us out. I kind of have to go Deoxys here. I can't really go to Spectre when they have Crunch. Because I can't really touch it unless they Terra against us, but they have no reason to Terra right now. So we're gonna go to Deoxys. He has +1, so what I'm gonna have to do is just click Psycho Boost and hope it does a lot here, because I cannot touch this thing with the... It does nothing at all, actually. I think that's just the game, because I have nothing to hit the Snorlax with on my Spectre here. I guess I just have to Will-O-Wisp it and hope I live. And I'm gonna miss the Will-O-Wisp anyway, so it's really not gonna matter. That is rough. This was just not a good game for us. We couldn't do much into their defense. Some bad misplays letting the window go down. We're gonna hit the Will-O-Wisp this time, not that it matters. And Snorlax is gonna KO us with Crunch here. That's gonna be the end of this game. Good game to Lionel. He played very well. We are now 0-2. We're gonna try to bring it back next week, but it's been a rough couple first 2 weeks for us. But that's gonna be a 4-0 loss, and I will see you guys next week.